is my it's not my first live stream. This is the first time I've been live for a while on here, but I have been live on my Facebook page. So if you want to head on over to there, go to Marianne Hanson Counselling Service, where I've done a live stream today. I've also gone live on my Facebook personal page, Marianne Hanson, where I've gone live as well. And this is my third live stream. It's a different topic from what I've did on my Facebook page, so you can check that out. And it's called 4 Steps That You Can Take to Improve Your Life. So if you're not aware, I'm a qualified counsellor and also a coach. So my coaching, I specialise in the areas of confidence and self-worth. And my counselling, I specialise in the areas of low self-esteem, depression, stress, and relationships. So sometimes it is just giving a bit of motivation. So this is more of a motivational live stream. I will try to keep it to the point. And if anyone joins on the live stream, feel free to leave your comments. If anyone watches it later on, then leave your comments as well. I'll always get back to everyone. So sometimes we can feel stuck and we can be in a place in our lives where we don't know what our purpose is. It could sometimes be towards when certain people get to a certain age. It could be due to lots of different circumstances. It could be due to lots of reasons, but maybe people are just not where they want to be in their life. And these tips are just my personal guidance and tips based on the things that help me in terms of my personal development in my life, but also what have helped others. But as always, if you don't agree with some of these things, or if you have a different views or thoughts, then feel free to share them on here. Other people might learn from them. So the first step that you can take to improve your life is to review, reflect, and evaluate where you are today, where you want to be, and how you got here. Sometimes people don't want to take the time to reflect on why they are where they are in their life. How did you get here? You didn't get here by accident. You didn't just wake up one day and you're where you are in your life. If you don't have the things you want, if you're not doing the thing that you want to be doing, if you're not experiencing life in the way that you want, then there's a reason for that. So reflecting on it doesn't mean beating yourself up. It doesn't mean that having regrets. Basically, listing all of your mistakes, listing all of the bad decisions you've made, feeling sorry for yourself. It doesn't mean any of that. It means you're reflecting and you're evaluating. Okay, well, why am I in this position? Is it because I haven't worked on my spending habits? So that's why I'm in a bad financial situation. Why am I in a bad relationship that I'm in, or in not a relationship? Is it because of this or this reason? Why am I doing a job that I don't like? Or why am I doing a job that doesn't pay me as much? Is it because of this reason? Wherever you are, the first step to improve is to identify what the issue is. And then once you've identified the issue, you can then put together a plan of action. Life is really simple, but I think people make it complicated. Okay? I'll just give you a little quick 60-second advert for life. You're going to get hurt. There's going to be pain. There's going to be suffering. There's going to be ups. There's going to be downs. You can decide what decisions you make. You are in control of your life. Okay? That's not as simple as it is, but that has some simplicity to it. We make our lives more complicated. So by reflecting on, why am I in this position where I don't want to be? That's if you're in a position where you're not happy with your life. What can I do to change it? What are some things that maybe are outside of my control, so I can't change them? But there's more things that are within your control. That's the first thing. Even things that you feel that you have no power to do anything about, you usually do have, but you maybe need a person to help you to see that, or you might need to reflect and see that yourself. Find the answer from within. And the second part is taking action. Even one form of action that you take every single day, or one form of action that you take in that moment when you're not where you want to be, is better than not taking any action at all. The worst that's going to happen is you're going to stay where you are, or things are going to get worse, but the likelihood is that something's going to change. So reflect, review, evaluate, figure out where you are. How did you get here? Look at the journey, the path that got you here. And I'll give you a personal story from myself, because that's what I like to do on the live streams sometimes, and also to help you know that I'm not just talking from a storyland. I don't know where that came from. I know that based on like me focusing on my career, like the whole of my life, and I've been in relationships and things as well that have gone really well and that sort of thing. Where I am in my life at the moment is based on the work that I've put into my career. So my career is where it could be better. So there's things I need to take action towards. Relationship stuff, there's things I need to take action towards as well in that area. But I would never look back and say, well, it's this person's fault, or it's this reason that I'm here. It's the government's fault, or it's this person, or that sort of thing. The journey that I've taken is my choice. The decisions I've made have been my choices. Because when you own it as well, it means that you can, it just, there's like a release, there's a relief, and a pressure has been lifted. Because if you keep saying that it's this person's fault that I'm where I am, then if that person then doesn't do anything to help you to escape from where you are, then that means you're stuck. Whereas if you say it's my fault, not my fault, you don't have to use that word. If you say it's the reason I'm here is because of my decisions, the reason I'm here is because this is where things started to go wrong, but you're not blaming yourself, you're just identifying it. But then you can say the same way that I got myself into this situation or this position, the same way I can get out of it. So it's always a positive, it's never a negative. Accountability is never a negative. If someone cheats or if someone does something wrong and they say, you know, hands up, the reason I did this was because I just wasn't getting what I wasn't getting what I thought I needed at home. Okay, the minute they own up to that and they've told the other person, not only does that release the burden because they've taken accountability, but then the next step is that that person can then say, okay, well, what do we do about this moving forward? Or that person can say, this is what I've learned from it. So it's about reflecting and reviewing your situation. Never feel fearful to do that. Thanks for joining, everyone that's joined. The second thing, this is a big one. Work on a financial plan or a financial system for your finances. This will include how to obtain an income, how to gain more of an income, it will be your budgeting will be in there, and your savings. Now, I'm not a financial expert, so I'm not going to go into that level. There are hundreds and thousands of financial experts on YouTube. Well, some of them might not be trained, so I won't say that. They're financial experts in real life in the bank. There's some financial experts on YouTube with credentials. There's others that still give good financial advice. But the point is, you need to improve. You're not going to improve your life if you're not in control of your finances, your spending, or your income. There are hundreds of people, and I've made loads of walk and talk videos where I've talked about this. There's so many people I know that have talents, skills, and abilities that they're not using, and they could literally become millionaires if they tapped into that. You know, people who are good with art, people who are good at making things, people who have got like a technical mind, you know, they're good with IT stuff, or they could create apps or whatever it is. So work on a financial plan or system for yourself. Sit down and work on your budgeting. It will improve your life. Sit down and give yourself 5 skills that you have that you could make money off if you actually put an effort into it. There are gardeners out there. There are people, the amount of people I've used over the years to help with things that I can't do. I can't do editing, so I get editors, I pay them. I can't do, I can't put things together. You know, I can't put together bookshelves, anything, TV units, so I pay people to come and do that. Whether it's family, I still give them something. I've just got to put my charger in because I think my phone is low. I give someone something to like help with the things that I can't do. So the thing is, there's always something that's needed. So if you've got that skill and that talent, you can tap into it. Okay, that's the first part of the financial. The second part is you need to work on your budgeting. You need to work on your spending. That will 100% improve your life. If you did that today, then that on its own, the reflection and reviewing will take time, because you have to review where you are, where you've been, and that's like a reflection piece, and that might take a while before changes are put into place. The financial plan and the system and budgeting, you can do that today. You need to create a level of discipline where you don't just say, right, I need this, so I'm going to buy it. You know, I'm not saying I'm brilliant. There's times where I'll put things, but I'm getting better. Amazon, I mean, last year, I'm not even going to say how much money I spent at Amazon because it's a bit embarrassing. It was like a lot. These days, I'll put stuff in the basket and I will not just keep buying things for the sake of it. I'll always check my basket. And what's helped with that is that sometimes I look at things about a month later or 3 weeks later and I'll say, I don't need that anymore, or I don't really feel like that anymore, and take it out of the basket. So I've not bought anything. Savings, you need to just create different types of savings. So that is something, if you worked on your finances, it would help improve your life, because it means it would give you like a future where you can probably see financial freedom, but also you're working on skills of how you can get there, because you're going to implement ways of gaining more income. So the third one, this one's really important, especially as a counsellor and a coach. This is what I work on all the time, is working on yourself. So what I've put here is you need to work on your communication with others, your self-esteem, your knowledge, and your mindset. So to be in this world and to it's not even about succeeding, it's literally about living more than existing, and living a life which is not only productive for you, but where people are impacted by you as a person. And that includes being a cooperative person, being good with your communication, just being someone who's self-aware, and that's where the working on yourself comes in. Being someone who's confident, whether it means you have to speak to a counsellor or a coach about it, but sometimes it is just tapping into what is causing you to feel like a lack of confidence, and then taking one step at a time. Okay, I'm not very confident with talking to people, so you would say, I'm going to learn, practice by when I go to the supermarket, I'm going to talk to the cashier more. That's the types of things I've been doing over the years to build my confidence. I wasn't confident driving on motorways, so I made sure I took a job where part of the role was to drive on the motorway so that I could get used to it. I wasn't always very good with talking to strangers, especially if I went out to the middle of nowhere, to all these places. But as a social worker, you can't be going, like, it doesn't matter if you're at a meeting with 30 people or if you're driving all the way into the countryside, you have to be confident. If you're not confident at talking to people, then no one's going to listen to what you've got to say, but also it would impact on maybe some of the decisions that were made. So that was my motivation. In your personal life, confidence means that you're going to feel good and trust yourself enough to make decisions, rather than having to have those decisions validated by a complete, not a stranger, but even people in your family, because you want to get to a point where you trust yourself enough that you make decisions. And even if those decisions don't always come to fruition or work out, you can still say, well, that's what I wanted, or that's what I needed to do at the time. Thanks for joining, everyone. And the one about mindset, that's another one you can do today. You can literally, a step to improve your life, the 2 steps out of all the steps so far, you can do all of them, but you can wake up tomorrow and you can decide, or you can wake up right now, you can say, I'm going to change my attitude and my mindset. I'm going to change my attitude towards life. I'm going to change my attitude towards my partner. I'm going to change my attitude towards my family. I'm going to change my mindset about the world. I'm going to change my mindset about work. I'm not saying it's easy, because I'm not going to say it's easy, but it's possible. And I think changing your mindset gives you a different perspective in life. Now, I'm not going to go on too much on here, but I've mentioned this a number of times. I'm very selective in the people and the things that I bring into my life. If someone around me is it's not even a negative, positive person, because I hate this idea of just saying someone's negative, someone's positive, because they're just words and what someone might consider as negative. But I'm talking about energy. If someone's energy is causing bad energy within my environment, then there's no like point in me saying that I'm just going to keep them around. And I'm not talking about family. I'm not talking about clients. I'm talking about people that, you know, you don't have to necessarily have around you, so they don't need to be there. So I'm selective with that. I'm selective with what I watch on TV. I don't really watch the news. I've said this like lots of times. I get the news stories that I need to get, which are the big stories. I'll find out because you need to. But I'm not going to sit there and watch an hour or long, or I'm not going to be watching news stories every day, which are just creating negative vibrations. That is my like personal choice, but that helps me with my mindset and keeping like a fresh mind, a clean mind, but also a mostly optimistic mind. So I'm not going to just see articles in the news or watch things, hear negative stories about like energy crisis or the living crisis. I'm aware of it, and I am still doing my part as well. I do things to do with charity. I do give to charity. I do help people. I'm in a helping profession. So it's not about that. It's about, so someone's got there, you try to surround yourself with positivity. Your inner peace is paramount. Yeah, that's it. And it's not about being fake and being someone that says, do you know what? I'm going to be positive all the time and not see reality. And I've been told that a few times as well over the years. You're not in the real world, and everything is through rose-tinted glasses. And that's not what I'm saying to people at all. You can't escape reality because reality is here. It's more about you can decide what type of mindset or what attitude or how you respond to certain things. It might take you time to do that, but that is a better way of living sometimes than feeling that you're out of control of situations or going into situations with a negative mindset. So working on yourself will mean that you'll know what you're capable of. You'll know how powerful you are. You'll know how to respond. You'll work on your communication. Things won't get to you as much. And trust me, I've been someone that used to be highly reactive. I would fall out with my sisters and brothers every few weeks because I didn't like what they said. You know, I was told, oh, you're overly sensitive, or everything would bother me, or it would be like, why is this person doing this? Well, this is years ago, but this is why I'm talking about this, because I've had to work on personal development. I've had to work on how I communicate in a better way. I've had to work on not reacting when someone says something I don't like, but saying, thank you, I appreciate that you've said that to me. It's your opinion, and leave it at that. Even on Facebook, if I'm getting into a discussion, or on YouTube, professionally or personally, I still can respect people's views if I don't agree with it, and I can say, let's agree to disagree, or I can say, you're entitled to your opinion. We don't have to agree, and leave it at that. We've all got to learn probably sometimes not to be as reactive, because that will improve your life, definitely, because no one wants to keep walking around getting into little battles that don't matter with strangers or with people we know, because life is too short for that. And the fourth and final thing in my 4 tips to improve your life is to do something productive every single day. Don't have a day where you don't do something productive. Now, that could be anything. It doesn't mean you have to go out and mow people's lawns, every day, or something that's, hard work and stuff. Doing something productive might be read a book. Doing something productive might be that you do meditation every day. Doing something productive might be that you, give some money or some food to a homeless person. I know that, and this is something which I've always talked about for at least the last 4 years. When I'm walking around Birmingham, when I was driving around Birmingham before the pandemic, and I was seeing homeless people in and out of the traffic, this was in 2019-20, because I was a social worker doing lots of journeys. It touched me, because I'm thinking they're really putting themselves in danger, because they were running in and out of traffic when it was stopping. So at that point, that was when I was, initially, I was just giving maybe my lunch or giving like a bit of money. Then from 2020 onwards, then I started doing the homeless packs every Christmas. So what that consisted of is putting packs of things together at least 12 boxes, and they're filled with different items. And then that became a bigger thing because then people were donating, even when I wasn't asking, donating money. Last year, I got £150 donated, and that was just towards these boxes. I added probably another 50 or 100. Went on Amazon and saw the main things that people need. So, you know, like combs, toothpaste, brushes, whatever, put them all in these boxes and was giving them out. And the same people that I've been seeing for about 3 years, they're always in the same spot. Every Christmas, they'll get like a box or a bag of stuff, and it's the same people. Now, the reason I'm saying that is because, to me, it's not about doing that because to get recognition, because I don't even mention it, apart from when I say that I'm doing the boxes, I leave it at that in case people want to donate. I don't ask for donations. I don't film anything. I don't talk about it beyond like just mentioning that it's Christmas homeless boxes time and say, just note that's in case people want to donate. But the thing is, to me, that feels productive because it feels like I'm doing something tiny, and we can all do something. It doesn't have to be giving to charity. It doesn't have to be something big. It's about doing something productive every day so that at the end of the week or the end of the month or the end of the year, you can feel like you have had a good year, a good month, a good week. So it's for you as much as it is sometimes for other people as well. So they're my 4 tips of things that you can do. There's probably loads more, and everyone that joined on this live stream, you can put your tips in the comments. What do you think are some steps that can improve someone's life if they're feeling lost, if they're feeling stuck, if they're feeling disempowered, if they're just feeling unmotivated? What do you think would help? Leave your comments, let me know what you think. So I don't go live on here often. As I've said, I do usually do my recorded videos. You can find me on Facebook, Marianne Hanson Counselling Service. I've done live stream on there today, but I also do most of my live streams on there. You can find me on Instagram as Marianne Hanson Counsellor and as Coach Marianne Hanson. And I'll really be just mainly doing the shorts and the recorded videos, but I'll probably try and go live possibly every month or every few months on here a bit more as well, because I've really thanks to everyone that joined, and I'll be going now, but I'll see you all soon. Have a great day. Bye.